Hi, welcome to Construction Accident Dashboard. This dashboard provides the latest fatal and catastrophic accidents investigated and reported by OSHA. There are unfortunately many accidents occurring across the US, and this dashboard shows some of the key information or patterns. And a good use for this dashboard is if you're in construction industry, and particularly if you're safety managers, you can use this dashboard to provide training. It's part of a safety training, and it can be used as a quick update every morning before your construction crew goes out there and do their work. This can be shown to them, share with them, in 30 seconds or take a couple minutes to remind them the accidents that are happening across the US, and so that they are aware of some of the things they are mindful of, and so that they can be careful to avoid fatal and catastrophic accidents. Okay, so let's take a look at this first set of visuals here. And as you can see, first of all, the date is about 6 or 7 months old, although this was pulled quite recently. And that is because typically it takes about at least 6 to 7 months. And then I think OSHA actually said it can take up to 12 months for an accident investigation to be completed. So that is why you see the latest information being about at least 6 or 7 months old. Okay. Anyway, this is a map view of across the U.S., and the darker the area, the state, the higher the accident counts are. So in this case here, California leads the accident count. It's dark color here, followed by Texas and Florida. Okay, and then here shows the actual count and total count, catastrophic accidents, fatal accidents, and fatality rate. So if a serious accident happens, what percentage of those accidents are fatal, right? And overall nationwide, it's about 33%, meaning 1 out of 3 serious accidents that happen are fatal. Okay, so if you these are actually cross-filtered, meaning if I click on California here, the numbers up there here. So California has 268 and about 12% fatality rate, followed by Texas. Texas actually has a much lower accident count, but much higher fatality rate. So there's something going on there. So that's how you get key insights like this from visuals like that. And over here in this visual shows accident count over a month, right? And then here shows the accident count by age group. So between the age of 25 and 34 years old leads the way in the accident count, and that can mean simply because this age group has the most construction workers out there, but nonetheless they certainly lead the accident count. Okay, so I think we saw in the case of Texas, as you can see, fatal, which is color red, versus catastrophic orange, it's quite comparable, much higher than other states, right? Okay, and then the next tab shows similar information. It focuses on fatality rate, fatal accident count, and fatality rates. Again, Texas. In the case of Texas, it has a 50% fatality rate, although it has less than half of accident count, right, versus California. And in the case of North Carolina, they have 100% of fatality rate. It had 11 accidents, and all of them were fatal. None of them was catastrophic. They were all fatal. So it looks like if accident ever happens in North Carolina, at least so far in 2017 and counting, it tends to be fatal. These set of visuals show again the accident count here by age group and this is a clock, and it's by hour. You can see between the hour of 10 and 11 has the most accident count there, followed by 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock hour. And the size of this is based on the keywords reported by OSHA, based on the accidents investigated, and the size of the keyword here, in this case fall, is the biggest amongst the whole words here, and that means it has the most accident count. So fall by far leads as the cause of accidents. So if I click on fall, again, it's cross filtering all other visuals that you see here. So again, between 9 and 11 seems to be most active, right? If you click on roof, and again between 10 and 11, and let's see if there's any other interesting things here. Again, scaffold is another one that's pretty active. It's actually between 10 and 11 as usual compared to other keywords, but again, another interesting is between 3 and 4 is equally active. So that's an interesting fact there. And this last tab is a very detailed tab, and you can actually do a search here for, let's say you want to search for accidents involving roof, and it will give you all the accidents that have all the details, event description, when it happened, and the detail, right? So if you have a construction crew who's doing roofing today, you can just take a couple minutes in the morning before the shift starts and remind them how this accident happened involving roof, so that they can be mindful and aware of some of the pitfalls that causes serious accidents. So in this case here, accident happened. It looks like he fell from a single-story garage when up on the roof, and unfortunately it was fatal, and he was 51-year-old. Okay, and another example is, let's say, involving fall, and I want to do scaffold, right? And it will give you all the accidents that involved the keyword fall and scaffold, right? So in this case here, employee number 1 was operating a nail gun, and he was on a scaffold 25 feet high, and as he punched the first nail into the siding, scaffold fell away from the residence and collapsed, right? So he did not die. It wasn't fatal, but it was a serious hospital injury. He was 34-year-old male. So what can your crew learn from here? Well, make sure the scaffold is secure on the ground. That way you can avoid these similar accidents. So that's how you could use it for keeping safety as #1 priority.